next on News Channel 15 at 6.
A county takeover and 2 firings tonight. The very latest developments at the Horry County Humane Society.
On the job front tonight, unemployment in our country reaches a level we've not seen since 1945.
And some tough decisions from Governor Mark Sanford and his plan to balance our state's budget. Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm Jim Heath.
And I'm Allyson. Floyd. After a month of turmoil at the Horry County Humane Society shelter, the county took over operations of the shelter this morning.
Yeah, but not before some more drama. That's our top story tonight at 6 o'clock. News Channel 15's Graeme Moore was there. Graeme, bring us up to date.
Well, Jim, the board of directors fired 2 employees this morning, including the director of operations. That sparked several other employees to quit, adding to a mess that the county is desperate to clean up.
Despite the ugly comments from some employees,
does your mouth ever freeze like that?
Board of Directors President Kate Phillips kept her composure.
We can all move ahead in a positive manner from this point on as a unified team.
When an outbreak of distemper closed the shelter a month ago and forced 100 dogs to be put down, the blame game began.
Why has there been such a rift between the board and the staff?
I believe that was initiated by the staff.
So this morning, Phillips fired Director of Operations Rita Rhodes and Vet Tech Tina Mills, who demanded a written termination notice.
They can come up with the reasons, but we would like to know or have a piece of paper saying we were terminated.
They didn't get one, but they did get some support from at least 4 other employees.
If Rita's leaving, we're leaving. We refuse to work for this board anymore.
Enter Paul Witten, Director of Horry County's Public Safety, who has extended what he calls a 30-day lifeline to the shelter, appointing an ex-Army sergeant, now Horry County police officer, as executive director, and another officer as director of operations. He says the focus needs to be on the animals.
We need to be focused on that. We need to get this facility fully operational and restore confidence in what's going on out here.
But confidence for the employees who quit this morning is long gone.
This should be a happy time because we reopen and have animals in here now, and it's not. We have to leave them knowing that we don't know if they're going to be taken care of the right way.
Certainly an emotional day at the Horry County Humane Society. Witten is confident the shelter will be run up to standard over the next week. He and the county will develop a list of criteria which must be met by the Humane Society at the end of those 30 days. If they do not meet them, Witten says the county will have no other choice but to take over for good. Jim?
Yes, the drama continues. All right, Graeme Moore live at the Conway Newsroom. Thank you very much. And coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll tell you about a letter from a councilman asking for the board president's resignation. Another big story that we are following at this hour, unemployment. The Labor Department says the jobless rate rose to its highest level in 16 years.
Today, we take a look at the numbers on the job front tonight. The unemployment rate rose to 7.2% in December nationally. Employers cut 524,000 jobs last month. In all, 2.6 million jobs were cut in 2008. That's the most since 1945.
News doesn't get any better. Another retail chain going out of business due to poor sales. Goody's Family Clothing announced it will liquidate all 287 stores in 20 states. In our area, there are stores in Myrtle Beach, Conway, Hartsville, Laurinburg, Lumberton, and Rockingham. The company actually emerged from bankruptcy back in October and tried making cuts, but they couldn't survive that dismal shopping season. Goody's runs stores in 20 states, as I mentioned, had about $1 billion in revenue just last year.
Students will not get new textbooks. School districts would be forced to consolidate, and 3 colleges would close under Governor Mark Sanford's budget plan. The governor unveiled that plan in Columbia today. The proposal would close the University of South Carolina branches in Allendale, Lancaster, and Union counties. It calls for a possible cigarette tax hike as well. We are digging deeper into some of those proposals. We'll have more on them coming up tonight at 10 and 11 o'clock.
It is going to be a tough year for the golf industry. Experts say the number of rounds played will be down in 2009. Golf course superintendents from all across the country are meeting in North Myrtle Beach this week. On their agenda, trying to find ways to boost the golf industry. The association's president, who works for the Signature Golf Course Group in Myrtle Beach, says Grand Strand golf courses will have to do aggressive marketing to golfers up north and hope that the price of gas stays down.
But if gas can stay in that $1.50 to under $2, those people may get tired of that weather and come down. They may still travel.
Downing adds the long-term goal will be to grow and diversify, bring avid golfers back to the game while reaching out to more women and minorities. Nice and sunny for golfers today, but cooler. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Piotrowski joins us now to tell us how cold it will get tonight.
Jim, tonight again we'll be down near the freezing mark in many areas, but a nice warm-up as we head through tomorrow. More on that a little later on. Here's a look at the satellite and Doppler radar review, and there's not a cloud in the sky, so obviously no rain. We'll be clear all night long. Live pinpoint weather net, now that the sun is down, temps are falling pretty quickly. Most areas are in the mid-40s now, 43 in Pawleys Island to 47 in Myrtle Beach. Everyone else in between. Inland, most areas are in the 40s here as well. 46 in Florence, Lake City at 45, Loris at 46, and Conway at 45. The Grand Strand forecast for tonight, if you're heading out, you'll want to take a jacket. Low 40s by 7, mid to upper 30s by 10, low 30s with a good chance of frost developing as we head through the overnight hours. Inland will fall through the 30s during the evening hours, down near the freezing mark with areas of frost around very late tonight. We'll likely get into the 60s tomorrow. But what about rainfall? Have that answer for you coming up later.
All right, Ed, thank you. Tonight, Myrtle Beach police are investigating a report of a rape. At noon, we told you a police report said a woman was assaulted in a bathroom at a community assistance agency called Helping Hand. Since then, we have learned that that bathroom is actually a public restroom at the Community Assistance Center, which also houses 2 other agencies. The report says a 28-year-old woman told police she was sexually assaulted 3 times by different men in that restroom Wednesday morning. The woman identified 2 of the men, but both of them say the sex was consensual. No charges have been filed.
Florence County man will spend the next 9 years of his life in prison for driving drunk and killing 3 people, including 2 children. This morning, a tearful Philip Marshall pled guilty to 3 counts of felony DUI. Last June, he ran into the back of a car on Highway 76 in Florence County. Marshall was driving 87 miles an hour in a 45 zone, and his blood alcohol level was .208. The car he hit burst into flames, killing the 55-year-old driver and 2 passengers in his car, a 9-year-old boy and his 4-year-old sister.
These are the most sorrowful of cases. Anytime there's a life lost, it's horrible. There's nothing we can do to bring the victims back. There's nothing we really do to heal her or the families.
Marshall is not eligible for parole, and the solicitor says he must serve his entire 9-year sentence. Marshall can appeal within the next 10 days. Deputies are trying to determine who shot whom during a home invasion in Hartsville. We're told one of the people shot was inside the home here on Robin Hood Road. The other was a suspect. Both are recovering. Deputies found 2 guns in the woods nearby. They also searched inside the trunk of a car parked at that home, but they have not said if they found anything. Police have 2 suspects in custody, but are looking for Antoine Carter. You're asked to call the Darlington County Sheriff's Office. You have information on this home invasion. Their number, you see it right there, 398-4501.
A Little River man has been arrested in relation to a shooting last month. It happened on December 22nd near the Hong Kong restaurant on Highway 9 in Little River. Police say 2 men were fighting outside of that restaurant. One was shot in the abdomen. 32-year-old Jimmy Devon Stanley turned himself in this morning. He is charged with assault and battery with intent to kill. Passenger travel is down at Myrtle Beach International Airport. The numbers are out, and they indicate the December traffic was down nearly 20% over last year and down 7% overall. U.S. Airways and Spirit Airlines carried the most travelers over the past several years. A continuing controversy, Horry County argues that airport needs to be bigger because studies show the number of airline passengers will increase over the next 2 decades. Coming up tonight on the news at 7, we'll take you 3 miles offshore. We'll bring you an in-depth look at the life of those who take part in our beach renourishment project. Last night, we broke down how that process all works, taking a look at how crews pump 3 million cubic yards of sand to our shore. Well, this evening, News Channel 15's Amanda Kensett will show you life on that boat. You'll catch that story coming up tonight on News Channel 15 at 7 o'clock.
This is News Channel 15 at 6 with Allyson, Floyd, Jim Heath, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Ed Piotrowski, and Sports Director Rich Chrampanis. Coming up next.
Literally a sign of the times at the now bankrupt Hard Rock Park. We'll tell you what you won't see anymore.
And the incoming president says the government has not done enough to help folks get ready for that big digital switch. Next, how you can find out if you're ready as we continue live looking at the Ripley's Aquarium Cam during this 6 o'clock hour. Be right back.